everybody, welcome to Kali Linux Fundamentals course. Today will be Module 1 Part 2. We'll start to talk about moving around Kali Linux. I will show you the interface of Kali Linux, how to access the application, and what are the categories of all the applications installed in Kali Linux. And I will show you how to change settings of your machine. This will be a practical video, so we will minimize the presentation for now. So after downloading your virtual machine application or the hypervisor, which will be maybe VMware, I personally recommend to use VMware. You will, and after importing and following the steps I showed you in the video, previous video, you can find all the machines you opened and imported here on the left side. So by clicking on power on, you will start, the machine will start to boot normally, like any operating system. Then it will ask you for the username and password, and depending on your release you are downloading, the username may differ from one release to another, but for our release, the username and password is Kali Linux Kali, and the password is Kali. So after logging in, you will see this interface. Here are the desktop of our virtual machine. From the right side, here the button of log out button, where you can press on log out, restart the machine. For example, you shut down the machine. If you have multiple users, you can switch between users on this machine. You can make sleep for this machine for now, to leave it open for some time. You can hibernate and suspend. All options related to log out is found here. Next is the lock button. If you click on this button, it will lock the screen. Next is the battery charge. Because this is a laptop, it's showing the percentage of the charge of the battery. Then the notification area, where any notifications or problem you are having on your virtual machine will appear in here, in this area. Also, this is for the sound control, sound volume, control volume and properties of your sound card and so on. Next is the network problems, configurations and notifications and so on. You can from here change the settings for your internet. For example, if you want to change the IP address or something like this, you can click on edit connections and choose which interface you want to change the configuration for. So for example, we will change the configuration for wired connection 1. Double click and it will give you this screen to change any settings you want to change, like the proxy server. You can use a specific proxy server, IP version 4 settings. You can make it automatic. Now it's automatic. The DHCP server is responsible for giving it the IP address, but you can ask him to manually put your IP address, and so on of the settings you can change about the network configuration. Then is the time and date for sure. Here in the all applications you are opening and using right now will appear in this area. Then we will find the terminal, one of the most important places you will usually go and use in your work and through the course for sure, is the terminal. You can do everything on your terminal. So here you can open the terminal by clicking on this button, as you can see, terminal emulator. But at the first time when you open the terminal window, the font will be very small. You can zoom in by going to edit menu, then click on zoom in. Okay, otherwise you can use a combination of keys by pressing Ctrl Shift Plus. It will zoom in. Okay, after that we go to Home Kali, the file explorer or folder explorer. It will show you all the folders found on your system, like the desktop folder and the download folder and so on. After that, you will find the start menu button. You can press on it to show how to access all applications. As you can see, here are the different applications, but are categorized in the very good arrangement. Actually, I love it. This about Kali Linux because it's very arranged well. As you can see, there are some tools for information gathering, some others for vulnerability analysis, web application analysis. So, for example, for information gathering tools, DNS analysis, if you want to gather more information about your target, to get the live hosts identification in your network. If you are doing a penetration testing for your network, you want to gather information about live hosts now. For sure, network map and Maltego are the most common and most famous tools used for information gathering. There are other tools and pre-installed tools like vulnerability analysis, like Necto, which is a vulnerability assessment tool that will tell you about the vulnerabilities found on your target. If it is a website, for example, and you are doing web penetration testing, Necto is a very good tool to use as a vulnerability assessment tool. There are many other tools you can use, like Nessus and OpenVAS. This is for vulnerability analysis and web application analysis. You can for sure use PermSuit, which is proxy interception. You can intercept the request going from your client to the server to make some modification on this request and to check if the server or your target is vulnerable for some types of cyber attacks or not. There is a ZAP, which is very important tool that you can be used for vulnerability assessment also, and to web application analysis to tell you about the vulnerabilities found on your website. This is suitable for web application penetration testing. If your target is a WordPress website, so you can use WebScan, which is very important tool that you can use to tell you about the vulnerabilities, the out of date plugins and so on in your website. SQL Map, one of the most common and famous attacks in cybersecurity is SQL injections. So SQL Map can check your web application against SQL injections, vulnerability attacks. So it's very useful tool to use. There are some tools specific for database, like SQL Map and SQLite database browser. Also, there are many tools for password attacks. Actually, as you know, password attacks may be offline attacks, and there are some tools for offline attacks and another for online attacks and so on. The most famous tool are Hashcat and John the Ripper. It will make some kind of brute forcing to try to crack the password. Wireless attack, there are some tools used for wireless penetration testing, is like AirCrack NG, one of the famous tools. There are some tools for reverse engineering, exploitation tools like Metasploit framework, for example, one of the most common tools that are used for penetration testing, for example, because it is a very big database of exploits. You can check your server or your target actually against different cyber attacks. There are the sniffing and spoofing tools like Wireshark, which is a capture packet capture. You can capture the packets and traffic going in and out in your network and start to analyze the traffic to gather some information and so on. There are some post-exploration tools like Backdoor Factory, and you can use these tools to create operating system backdoors and so on. Forensics, one of the functions that Kali Linux can be used in. Forensics, for example, there are many tools you can used to in forensic analysis. Reporting tools. After you finish your penetration testing, you have to create a professional report. So there are some reporting tools in here. Social engineering tool, one of the most common tools that are used in social engineering attacks, to, for example, to spoof login Facebook login page and send it to your victim. Once he login, you will get the password. And here you can get some information about the system service. Also, from this button, you can go to the settings, change settings of anything on your system, like the wallpaper, for example, on your desktop wallpaper from display. You can change the configuration of for your adapter, display adapter. You can change some thing on your sound card configuration, your network configuration. So any settings you can change from this setting manager. You can find all the settings you can change, as you can see. So this was a quick demonstration for the interface of Kali Linux, how to change settings, and how to access and categories of your pre-installed tools. If you have any questions, please contact us on our Facebook group, Information Security Tutorials. Thank you and goodbye.